In Columbus, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, St. Columba cares. I mean, the last word we heard in the gospel, Jesus says, where two or three are gathered in his name, he's there in their midst. So we believe that God is here with us this very morning. We believe that Jesus is here. We believe that we are not alone. We are together. Now, when you listen to the readings, the three readings we've just had, God is saying to us that we need to be our brothers and our sisters' keeper. We need to be there for one another. And we know that we are not alone. God is with us. An Italian artist by name Luciano de Crescenzo says that we all are angels, angels with one wing. And to fly, we need to embrace one another to fly. So to fly, we need each other to fly. We need to embrace one another to fly. In the first reading, God said to prophet Ezekiel, "Look, I have made you a sentinel for the nations. I have made you a prophet." And as a sentinel, his duty is to observe when there's a danger and alert the people. And that is our duty today as well, to correct one another with love. To correct one another with love. By virtue of our baptism, we are made prophets, priests, and kings. As a prophet, like Ezekiel today, we are to be our brother and our sister's keeper. In the Christian life, there is no such word as indifference. Indifference is not acceptable in the Christian life. You can't say to your brother, "I don't care. It's none of my business. It doesn't concern me." No, it concerns you. And so you have the duty to be there for the other. We know what is happening in our world today. We know the story of the deferred actions for childhood arrival. Are we going to be quiet and say, "Look, it doesn't concern us"? Who cares? St. Columba cares. Who cares? St. Columba cares. Yesterday we celebrated St. Peter Clever. St. Peter Clever cared for the slaves. St. Peter Clever cared for the slaves. Martin Luther King cared. Dorothy Day cared. They all cared. And so we cannot afford to say, "It doesn't concern me. It's none of my business." We can't afford to do that. Now, talking about indifference, there is a story of the python, the snake, and the squirrel. Now, one day, the python and the snake were engaged in a conversation. And so the squirrel was all over the place, the trees, hopping from one tree to the other. And so the python and the snake, the snake said to the python, "Look, let's be wary, let's warn the squirrel. By his actions, he's going to attract the hunter to this part of the forest. And so the python said to the snake, "Oh, don't worry. I don't care. It doesn't concern me. As long as I'm covered with the banana leaf, then I'm safe." Now, as the conversation was going on, the hunter came and he shot. He shot at the squirrel, and the squirrel fell. Where did the squirrel fall? Right where the conversation was going on between the python and the snake. And so the hunter came to pick the squirrel. So when he got there, he said to himself, "No, I'm not just going to take the squirrel, my game, home. If I go home this way, the kids will run after me and sing for me home." And so he looked for something to wrap the squirrel. So when he bent down to take the banana leaves, he saw the python. Oh, he was so happy, for that was game for him. And so he used his cutlass and, cut the python into chunks and used the banana leaf to take the python home, the chunks of meat home. My dear friends, what is the lesson here? For the python, it doesn't concern me. I am okay as long as I'm covered with the banana leaves. But at the end, it concerns all of us. When we are indifferent to the plight of our brother, our sister around us, when we say, "It ain't my problem," then we are not being Christ-like. Then we are not being Christ-like. We have to be a voice for the voiceless. We have to speak out for those who are in need. My dear friend, Martin Luther King Jr. said, when he talked about friendship, he said, "At the end, what we will remember is not the words of our enemies. It's not the words of our enemies. What we will remember is the silence of our friends. Let it not be known that you were or you are a silent friend. For our silence condemns us. For our silence condemns us. As St. Columba, we speak. As St. Columba, we speak out for the voiceless. We are the voice for the voiceless. Who cares? St. Columba cares. And so, my dear friends, today we are called, the readings, the first reading and the gospel reading calls us to be the caring voice, to correct others with love. And in the second reading, St. Paul makes it clear that owe nothing to anyone except to love them. For love fulfills all laws. So when you correct your brother, your sister, correct him or her with love. I remember in those days, my mom would tell me that I'm correcting you. I'm doing this because I love you. Though it can be painful when the corrections come, but she's doing it out of the love she has for her child. It's better you get corrected at home than somebody who doesn't love you do that outside. So, my dear friends, let us be that voice for those who are voiceless. The psalmist says, "Oh, that today you will listen to his voice. Harden not your heart." Amen.